Hello, welcome back to Amber's Chick Flicks. I want to talk to you about my first hatch. The one where I have 4 nice, healthy looking ducklings. I'll start off with when I harvested the eggs. It was still very, very cold outside. And the males weren't doing their thing, of course, because they just started laying eggs. So, this first hatch, I wasn't expecting a whole lot. So, I had a total of 12 eggs. I turned them each 3 times a day, approximately about 8 hours apart. And their humidity was about 19 to 20%. I have my notes here. There were 6 fertile eggs, 6 infertile eggs. And the first, I tossed the 6 infertile eggs on day 9. And then on day 11, I tossed the one quitter. It had died within the egg. So I was left with 5 eggs. And 5 eggs made it all the way to hatch. Or all the way to lockdown. Only 4 of them hatched. Now, I have the egg that quit right here. I'm going to crack it for you in a couple minutes. Well, probably like 30 seconds. One thing that I expected was not to have all of them hatch. I expected for a lot of them to be infertile because it was still really cold out. So, out of this hatch, even though I only had 4 that actually made it hatch and are now in my brooder and looking very healthy, out of 12 eggs, I am happy with that. So, the hatch rate is actually really low. It's about 33% because I had 6 infertile eggs. But if we kick out the infertile eggs because it was that time of year, 4 out of 6, that's 60%. Not bad. Could be better. But if I get rid of the one that died on day 11, which it wasn't a great egg to begin with, it would raise it to 80%, which is a lot better than I had last year. Because last year I had tons of eggs make it to lockdown, but only 1 to 5, depending on my batch, hatched. So, I am very pleased with the dry hatching method. So, yeah, that's my results. That's what I have right here. So, now we're going to wait and see what the experiment holds. And there's 9 eggs that's not being turned and 9 eggs that are being turned. And hopefully those have a better hatch rate. Especially since all of them were fertile. They're all developing. Well, except the 2 that I had tossed from the non-turn one because they died. I'm going to make another video on that because today is day 21. And I want to see how they're doing. And I have not candled them. So, I'm excited to see how that goes. Alright. Now let's crack this egg that did not hatch from my first batch. And yes, I am sitting on the floor. It makes everything a lot easier. Okay. I'm going to hatch it in this. It's very clear. I like it. This egg already stinks. Okay. I just cracked it right here. I cracked it in the air pocket. After this, I'm going to have to wash my hands before I candle any of my others. Okay. Let's see. There's not a lot of liquid. It's still pretty moist. Oh, there's some liquid right there. I can see it when I move the egg. And I did candle this before opening the, deciding to crack it open. There was no movement. So I decided the best thing to do is to crack it on camera so everyone else can learn from it. Okay, one thing I've noticed is that I can't see the beak. This egg really does stink. It's been dead for a couple of days. I cannot see the beak. So, I'm gonna keep peeling. This black stuff on the shell, that's dead blood. Okay. Now, here's the yolk right here. Let's see. It looks like the beak is all the way down here. There's the head. So, this duckling did not get positioned right. Its beak is right here, up under the foot. Up under the feet, anyway. So, it did not get positioned correctly. So, that makes me feel better as a hatcher, knowing that I could not prevent this. There wasn't a lot of liquid, but as you can see, this is where the head is. And its beak was tucked right all the way on the other side of the egg. So this chick, or this duckling, probably drowned almost immediately because its beak is all the way right here. It's the center of the egg, basically. So, it had no breathing room. Yeah. I'm not ashamed of losing this one. The head looks very nicely formed. Let's see if there's any other deformities. Hopefully I showed that really nicely. Okay. A lot of yolk left. Oh god, this stinks. Yeah, it looks pretty well formed. The wings are still there. Yeah. It's just, this one just didn't make it. It was malpositioned, and so it died. It probably suffocated almost immediately. So, that's something I couldn't prevent. So, I'm happy to say, this should be an 80% hatch rate, just because this one was malpositioned, and you can't prevent that. And 4 out of 5 eggs, 80%, really good. If this one was positioned correctly, I'm sure I would have gotten 100% hatch rate. So, for the 5 out of 5, as I am not counting the 6 infertile eggs. But I'm not perfect. It could have been something I did, but since all the other ones hatched, I'm really happy with that. So, alright. Thanks for joining. You have a nice night. Please follow, comment, and give me a thumbs up.